Hey everyone, Charles here. And first of all, thank you for stopping by my podcast. If this show inspires you, makes you think, or gives you that courage to jump into action, please help by donating to this show. Click the link in the description and donate. Your donation helps us with production and finding great guests moving forward. Thank you and enjoy.
Amazon is offering sign-on bonuses up to $1,000, plus get up to $20 an hour for select roles. The best part? We're hiring near you. So start now to take home something greater. New, higher wages with a sign-on bonus, a range of real benefits, and career growth opportunities in a top-rated workplace. So earn more and see how great pay and sign-on bonuses can lead to a greater life for you. Go to amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, how you doing? Charles here, and welcome to The Jump. Yes, and if this is your first time to The Jump, it's all about finding interesting people out there. I want to find the people that I feel that can help you jump. When I mean jump, get to that next level. Jump for success. I know sometimes we're scared, we're at the line, we don't know if we should do it, but I want you to jump. And my next guest, Eric, I think he's got to give you a little push to help you get over the edge. Stay tuned, and welcome to The Jump.
You know you should be doing something different, right? Hey, I'm talking to you. Do you believe that you have the gift for greatness or have a special talent, but don't have the courage to take that next step? Always wondering how others made it look so easy? Well, welcome to Jump, the show that will bring you special guests just like you and me. How did they get the courage to jump into greatness? Doing what they love and living the good life. So, get ready to jump with your host, Charles Matthews Jr.
Yes. We are live. And if you're catching us for the first time, we are always live on Facebook and on Twitter because I want it to be real. I don't want no editing. What we say is how we feel and it comes out. And, live is just, we're just two guys having fun, but we want to help you. So please welcome to the show. Eric, are you there?
I am here. Thank you. Thank you for having me on. It is an honor.
All right, my friend. So before we get into the nitty gritty, where are you calling in from?
I am calling in from Clinton, Maryland.
How's the weather out there, my friend?
Well, it's not too bad. Like mid to high 60s. A little breeze in the air.
He's saying high 60 breeze in the air. I think I saw a snowdrop a while ago. So give me some background on you, my friend. Where were you born and raised?
So I was born and raised in Washington, D.C. Been here just about all my life. I went to college at Hampton University. I spent about 3 years about a year or so in the upstate New York area, Syracuse, Buffalo, Rochester. But other than that, I lived in this D.C. metro area.
Okay, so growing up, like, what'd you want to be? I'm like the firefighter, Superman. You know what I mean? Like, what was your dream job growing up?
Interesting. So I thought I would be like this big time, like executive person. Like I could always see myself being this. Like, I didn't think I'd be an author. Yeah, I didn't think I'd be a coach. I didn't think I'd be I saw myself like having that office. Being in that power position. It's interesting how life turns.
So then when did life turn? Because were you a football star, track star? Like, what were you doing growing up?
So I ran track in high school. I played basketball. I did more like intramural stuff, didn't play like for the high school. But I can tell you this, here's where things turn for me. I'm in college and I'm having a conversation with a good friend of mine. And I talk about this in my book. His name is Donnell. And I have to admit, now when I was in college, I was about the party, right? I was about partying. And my friend, he was about his purpose. And he was always telling me, man, you need to get serious. You need to figure out what you want to do. And I'm like, man, Donnell, lighten up, loosen up. We have plenty of time for that serious stuff. Are you coming to the party with me or not? Right. And so several weeks go by and I don't hear from Donnell. We don't talk, but I get a phone call from his mother informing me of the fact that he was killed in a car accident.
Wow.
And let me tell you, that really sent me a message that told me that maybe I don't have the time that I think to do the things that I want to do. And so in my work, I focus on overcoming procrastination, becoming more productive, but that is the experience that started everything. Like that's the experience that experience is the reason that you and I are talking right now, because I am so passionate about how we spend our time, and you don't have the time that you think.
And to be honest with you, I didn't think you're going that direction with that story. Okay. I thought you're going to be like, now he is a CEO because he's rich. He studied, he did all this stuff and, took the time to do all this stuff. And then you threw me a curveball. You know what I mean? Like, even when you're on the right path, you'd never know how much time you really got. And,
you don't know.
And that just, that threw me right there. Because, every day you wake up and I guess I'm trying not to do it. I wake up every morning, you hug your family, you call your friends because they say tomorrow's never promised. So what's with the procrastination? Why do we feel like, I'll get it done tomorrow? Oh, don't worry, I got time.
Right. I mean, I think there's something that's called the time fallacy, right? Where we think it's like the number one problem with time management, where we really think we have more time than we really do. Right. It could be as simple as, let's say the office is 20 minutes from your house. Most people are going to leave within 20 minutes. Right.
Yeah.
Not counting on the fact that, it could be an accident. It could be, the rule here in the DC area is when it rains, you have to drive slow. No matter how hard it's raining, you have to drive slow. But so people don't count on that. We don't count on the possibility that things could go wrong. Right. So we think we have more time than we really do. And that just plays out so we put things off. And the whole procrastination piece is really complicated. There's a lot of different reasons that someone could be procrastinating. But the key thing, and I talk about this in my book, The Discipline of Now, is to really develop a heightened sense of awareness of what's triggering you to procrastinate.
So hold on. What do you mean what's triggering you? Is it fear? Is it that sort of stuff you mean that triggers you?
It could be. So it could be really simple. It could be Charles, you just don't want to do the task.
Yeah, that's
right. You just don't want to do it. It just could be, hey, look, I don't like washing the dishes, so I'm just going to put it off. It could be that simple. Or here's what I see. If someone is pursuing something that's aspirational, like they're trying to get to a level on their career, they're trying to become a professional speaker, then it could be fear, right? That's causing you to procrastinate because you develop anxiety. You start asking yourself questions. What if I'm not good enough? So you start putting things off.
See, I always thought that procrastination is just because you just didn't want to do it. You know what I mean? Your boss asked you to go do something. You're like, you just didn't want to do it. But then now that I think of it, like, you're right. There's a lot of times you're scared not to do it because of certain things of failure, not trying, certain things like that. I didn't really put those into accountability that it might happen that way. So
yeah, the fear thing is pretty complicated, right? So, we have people they're afraid of failure. What if I fail? And then you have people that are afraid of success, right? So what if I do this presentation and it goes really well, and now they want me to do presentations all the time, but maybe I'm just a one-trick pony. Maybe that's all. What if I don't have another good presentation? So it's pretty complicated.
Hold on. So now we got to worry about fear about being good and fear about doing bad. So So we're always pushing the pedal, gas, brake, gas, brake, gas, brake, because at one point you're saying, yeah, you want to do good because people watching you, and the other bad, you're like, well, if I do too good, they'll ask me to do it again.
Yeah. So there's a couple of solutions though. So like, for example, let's say if you're a person that you're dealing with the fear of failure, there's students I work with, especially grad students, PhD students, the fear of failure is very common. Because they're like, man, what if I don't make the grade? So I teach them to focus more on the process than you do the outcome.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. So you need to think about how many hours per day do I need to be studying? What study groups can I join? How many times do I need to be practicing? Really focus on the process, because if you execute the right process, you can live with the outcome. Right?
Okay, so hold on. Hold on. Sorry. Say that part one more time.
Yeah. So the bottom line is that if you execute the right process, you can live with the outcome.
So you mean if I studied what I was supposed to study, I gave it all, I gave it my 110%, I researched everything, and I did my best, then I could say, well, there's nothing more I could do. I studied, I researched, I went over my notes, I'm good.
Right. So for example, you take it to the speaking. Like I was in Toastmasters International.
Okay.
That's the speaking group.
Yep.
And that fear of speaking is like way up there. It's right up there with death.
Yeah.
And so one of the things they taught us is that, let's say you've got a 7-minute presentation, which a lot of our presentations were 5 to 7 minutes.
Right.
You had to prepare or practice 1 hour for every minute of your presentation.
Right.
So that really, that relieved a lot of anxiety for me. So I know if I had a 7-minute presentation, did I put my 7 hours in or not?
Yeah,
and now the key, you want to make sure you're practicing the right way.
Right.
And that's why it helps to have like an outside person. Like I had a speech coach. So it helps to get, so if you're in school, it helps to have like a tutor or someone outside of you to make sure you're practicing the right things in the right way. But if you are, the more you're prepared, the less you have the fear.
Say that again.
Yeah. The more you're prepared, the less you have to fear.
Right. Because I think a lot of times we don't prepare ourselves for the situation. Because I think procrastination, we're like, oh, we didn't want to do it in the first place. So then days tick away, get closer to the Saturday. You got to be on stage at 12 o'clock. It's now Thursday. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is going to happen. This is really going to happen. And then you start rushing, trying to do everything together. Yeah, listen. And I can tell everybody right now, everybody knows, talking from experience. I used to do it. That's why I wanted you on the show. I used to do it. I'm like, you had a test and you're like, it's in a couple of days. I'll study tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, man, I got time. I'll do it after dinner. Next thing you know, it's the night before the test and I'm cramming everything in. I'm trying to do my notes. People, it does not work. Prepare yourself. So let's talk about your class then, because we all know this does not work. Straight up. So tell us how you help us to get over this.
So as far as how I help you get over procrastination. So again, it's about understanding what triggers you and putting the right steps in place. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Okay.
So again, if it's fear of failure, understand that you need to focus on the process, and that's going to produce the outcome. And then if it's a fear of success, the key is just to focus on becoming more. Right. So there's a formula. It's called be, do, have. Right. So if I can become more, I can do more. And then if I can do more, ultimately I'll have more. So if you focus on that, there's no reason to fear success. Like I'll give you an example of a common fear of success that I run into. I have a friend of mine. She is a doctor. She's a PhD. And when she's in a social setting, she will never introduce herself as Dr. So-and-so. Never. Because she's afraid that when she says, hey, I'm Dr. So-and-so, people are going to have this expectation of her. And they may start throwing her some heavy questions. And she's like, well, what if I'm just not up to it? What if I'm just book smart? Maybe I'm not as smart as, so she literally won't introduce herself as a doctor. Fear of success.
Fear of success. So if people ask you questions or they're like, oh, you're a doctor. Okay. I have this, I need you to be a keynote speaker and all this other stuff. Then it all starts rolling downhill because now you put yourself at a certain level.
Right. But instead of focusing on that fear, focus on becoming more. I'm just always in a constant state of evolution. right? I'm always just trying to evolve. I'm always trying to get better. So I don't have a reason to fear success, because my goal is that when the next level presents itself, I've been preparing myself all this time, so I'm ready to walk in it.
I like that. So you're saying that you're always in the starting blocks. Okay.
Yes.
You're always in the starting blocks. You've prepared. You worked out the whole week. You're always getting your times better. You're getting your times better. You know, you got the right shoes on, the right clothes on, everything. So when that gun goes off, you know you ain't getting no hamstring pulls because you've worked out. I get you. I like that. I do like that. If you're always prepared, then you have nothing to fear.
Absolutely. That's the key.
All right. So let's dive into the book, because the book, I feel, how many chapters are in the book?
12 chapters.
All right. Can you tell us about the first 2?
So in the book, initially, I'm talking about the cost of procrastination. Mm-hmm. So that's the early part of the book, because there's a hidden cost, right? So what happens is, let's say you're supposed to be preparing for your presentation.
Yep.
Right. And you're putting it off. Like, it's not like the procrastination police are going to come and arrest you. Right. So there's no alarms there. And a lot of times when you're procrastinating, there's no immediate negative consequence. So what happens, you feel like you're getting away with it. You're like, oh man, no worries. And then let's say you wait to the last minute, you do the presentation and it goes well. So you think. Mm-hmm. People are saying, man, Charles, that was great, man. Nice job. Oh yeah. Wow. That was good. I learned a lot. So now what do you tell yourself? Oh, I work better under pressure. And I call that your justification for procrastination. But the problem is there's a cost. Right?
Okay.
Your work isn't going to be as good when you wait to the last minute. So let's say, again, let's go back to the presentation. Let's say it's 3 months from now.
Right.
But you take one small step to start. You just start doing research. You call somebody who's a subject matter expert to get it. Your ideas start building. And if you just do a little bit, your presentation is going to be much better than if you just wait to the last minute. and that little bit of difference could be the difference between you getting the contract or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
You getting asked back again or not. So there's a hidden. So the first part of the book is dedicated to the hidden costs of procrastination. And you can ruin relationships or ruin we all know there's that person in every organization. If the meeting starts at 9:00, they come in at 9:10, 9:15,
yep,
looking disheveled.
Yeah. I feel like you're talking to me 5 years ago. Like it's like you're telling me stuff that now that I remember, because that part you talked about rushing in, jumping on stage last minute, and people are like, yo, that was great. I'm like, really? You're like, yo, man, I learned so much. I'm thinking, man, what I got to study for? I'm good at this. I can do this last minute. And then the problem with that is you keep doing it, but you did it once too much. And that one time you didn't prepare and the crowd wasn't feeling you and the audience didn't catch your jokes, nothing went well. Then you realize I kind of pushed this one too many times. You used it one. It's going to catch up to you. It definitely will catch up to you. So I love that you put that part out there. All right. So the next chapters, talk about that.
So the next chapters, I talk about the different causes of procrastination, right? So we get into that. One of the big causes is the lack of clarity, right? Not really being clear on what it is that you want and where you want to go. And I always say that clarity is the starting point of success, right? So a lot of times people aren't clear on like their purpose and what it is they really want to accomplish. When you're not clear, everything sounds like a good idea, right?
Yeah.
Right. And so I've dedicated an entire book, a chapter of the book. Chapter 6 of the book is dedicated to saying no, right? So when people are coming, making requests to you, hey, can you chair this committee? Hey, can you lead this initiative? Hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? If it doesn't line up with your priorities, that's something we need to be saying no to. No, like most really successful people, no is their default until they get more information.
Okay.
Anybody that's a highly successful person, no is their default unless they have more information about the request.
So they'll say no right off the bat.
That's their default until they learn more information. Okay. And they want to know, how does this fit into my priorities? How does this fit into my plan?
Okay. I get it. Get it.
So that part, and the other big thing that causes people to procrastinate is perfectionism, right? I can't start until I have all the information. And, when I go down the street, I need to have all green lights before I can move forward. And here's what I have to say to that is that you can't allow perfect to become the enemy of progress.
Okay, so I'll be honest with you again. I love this show. I'll be honest with you. I love this show because perfect is what you were talking about.
Yeah.
It took me a year and 2 months to start my podcast. Because I kept wanting it to be perfect. I looked at every YouTube video. Read every book. I think Audible has my credit card on file, like just looking at it and smiling because I got every book. Because every time I wanted to do it, I was like, oh no, I learned something else. No, that's not the right. Okay, I learned something else. And every time I saw somebody with a different microphone, oh, I have to get that microphone. Oh, I have to get this screen because I wanted to be perfect. But every time I wanted to be perfect, it became 2 months, 3 months, until a year. So I want everybody to know about that part right there. That's key, that it's never going to be perfect. You know what I mean? You can build it perfect, but it's never going to be perfect. So I definitely love that one.
Oh, for sure. So that's where we get into the causes in that part of the book. And, the fear, the perfectionism, lacking clarity, the inability to say no. Those are some of the main things that cause us to procrastinate.
All right. So before we keep going on, let's pay some bills and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Do you want to achieve your dreams and ambitions? Hi, I'm Carlene Grant and I'm a life coach. A life coach is great if you want to achieve something more in your life. If you're ready to move forward, launch into something greater, and live your life of excellence. Let me help you get there. You've got this. I'm Carlene, and I'm ready to be your life coach. You can call me at 647-746-7243 or Carlene at OntarioEnrichmentCC.com.
Hey, it's okay if you're driving or too busy to take notes. Charles has your parachute packed with all the info you need to jump into success. Check out the links section for all the tools you need to land safe. Now, let's keep falling with Charles and his special guest.
Yes, we are back with my special guest. And don't worry, I'm going to put all the notes in like it said, because I do believe that this one, I think everybody has this thing about us that we do. And that's why I wanted this gentleman on my show. I don't know if it's for you or maybe it was really personal for me. You know what I mean? Because I need to hear it again. You know what it was? So maybe I'm being selfish, Eric. I just wanted you for myself on the show, but you're giving some great advice here. Let's talk about the website. Okay, tell everybody what your website's called.
So the website, it's thedisciplineofnow.com. You can go to my site. You can pick up a copy of the book, The Discipline of Now, 12 Practical Principles to Overcome Procrastination. You can also read articles. You can watch videos. You can listen to episodes of my podcast, the 30-minute hour, right there from the website. But really, you should leave inspired. That's really my hope. That when you leave my website, you leave inspired.
All right. And then I want to touch on the 30-minute hour. That's your podcast. What do you talk about on your podcast?
Well, it's all about personal development. And so on the 30-minute hour, we named it that because most of the shows go an hour, but it feels like it's 30 minutes because it goes so fast because of the content. And we always say it's not your everyday podcast. We bring in influencers, people that are entrepreneurs, even people that are highly successful career professionals and authors. And we talk about moving forward, how to get better, how to overcome your fears, how to overcome procrastination, how to become more productive. I have my rant that I do on every episode where we talk about a different topic related to the listener's success.
Okay. Yeah. I do believe, let's backtrack. I kept talking about myself in the last 5 years ago. Okay. Because I was all about the procrastination. I did it, even going through school and, I got time and everything. Do you feel that people procrastinate more 5 years ago or more now?
Well, I think now there's even more distractions, right? There's even more things to divert your attention from what you should be doing. I mean, I think there's more social media sites. There's more things you can access. You don't have to be a techie, but you can have a smartphone and you can access all kinds of things to distract you from your goals. So again, and then there's more people offering you more things.
Yeah.
So the key, I think you really have to be, again, clarity is the starting point of success. You really have to be clear on what it is you want and really work to minimize those distractions. Trust
me, because I'm in the mall and I almost dropped my phone. Boy, I cleared about 3 people to make sure that phone didn't drop on the floor. Get out the way! You better catch that thing before it drops. But it's so true, because we're supposed to be doing stuff and then we're like, oh, we have to check Twitter. We're doing stuff and we have to check, we hear a ding and we have to go over and look at it. You know what I mean? I've never seen somebody hear a ding on their phone and not pick it up within the 1 minute range. You know what I mean? They can't help it. It's like it's a double distraction when you're doing stuff. So I tell everybody, listen, put it away. Just put it away for half an hour when you're doing your stuff. You'll get back to them. Things will happen. You don't have to be the first to know who scored 100 points and all this stuff. It's got to be there. Definitely got to be there.
So there's a study where these college students, they studied them, and 88% of them said that they could feel their phone vibrating even when it was powered off. It's something that they call it the phantom notification syndrome. So think about that. Your phone is so distracting, it distracts you even when it's not on.
Okay, I don't know about that one, man. That's when you're gone to the next level, man.
But you're so conditioned to that you're getting a notification. So it's almost like it's a mental thing. And so one of the things I do teach people is to get rid of those notifications. When you get an email, when you get a social media bing, when you get a text message, get rid of those notifications. That alone can really help you focus on what you should be doing.
Gotcha. All right, so here we go. We're gonna play a little quick game called Rapid Fire. You ready?
I am ready.
All right. Before you get on stage, what song are you listening to?
Oh man, Eminem. If you only have one shot,
okay.
The opportunity comes in life. Lose yourself. Eminem. That's what I'm listening to.
Here you go. Last meal.
Last meal would be the last one I had.
Yeah.
Let's see. Baked chicken.
Baked chicken.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Not exciting, but it was good.
you got a CEO and you want to impress him, but he says, "Oh, I want to see how you cook. What are you cooking?"
Oh, scrambled eggs. Let me tell you, I make the best scrambled eggs anywhere.
Oh no! Okay, time out again. I said the CEO's coming, and that man dropped. I'm giving this man scrambled. Hey, if you know that you can kill the scrambled eggs, and the thing about it is he's gonna look at you like scrambled eggs, but when he tastes it, it's
right.
over.
Exactly. He's like, I don't know why you give me scrambled eggs, but they're really good. That's what you're gonna say.
How do you pump yourself up before you go on stage?
I think about my victories, right? I try to. I always write down my wins, so I'm focused on like my biggest wins. I'm even focusing on the last engagement I had that went really well because I want to make sure I'm in that same state. And that's what does it for me.
Okay. The last book you read.
The last book I read, Leadership, Strategies, and Tactics by Jocko Willink.
All right. Make sure you pick that book up. All right. Ready? Last time you failed, and what did you learn from it?
Last time I failed, and what did I learn from it? Let me think. That's a good one. Okay. Last time I failed, and what I learned from it. Yeah, I mean, failure is pretty normal. I've tried to get business. Let's say I've applied for a speaking opportunity that I didn't get. So I learned to just really focus more on like the testimonials I've gotten and previous clients and including that in the package. I don't think in this particular instance I had included all the information I possibly could have. And who knows, it may not have made a difference at all. May have been a thing where it just wasn't for me. But I always try to figure out, what can I learn?
Okay. What's your hidden talent?
My hidden talent, scrambling eggs. Other than scrambling eggs, you mean?
Yeah. Other than that part, can you sing? Can you dance? Can you draw? What's your hidden talent, man?
Well, I am actually a great stepper. Like I'm a member of a fraternity, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and that was my talent. And back in the day, I was one of the best. Okay. It's hidden because people are surprised when I tell them that.
Okay, so you done know we have to do this again live. You know that, right? Just so we can see you step. You know that, right? Wait for part 2 of my show where we see this man step. All right. And the last question for you: what was your last embarrassing moment?
My last embarrassing moment. Oh man, probably on the golf course. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Yeah, we did a golf outing and my ball was going everywhere except for where I wanted it to go.
But did you have fun?
I had fun. So I had the initial shot, went straight down the fairway. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. But then, I was just left, right, left in the water. So I would say that was embarrassing.
All right. So let's get back to it then. That we know that you're fun. We know that you're a regular kind of guy that wants to help people. How do we contact you so you can help us? Do we do a consultation with you? We're like, listen, the people are listening right now and go, this guy's cool. I can hang with this guy. He can teach me some stuff. How do we get to your class? What do we need to do?
So you can go to the disciplineofnow.com. That's the primary way to get a hold of me. You can also email me, eric@ericmtwiggs.com. One other thing, I am a part of the What Now movement, right? It's a Facebook group, and we help people to pivot. And it was created during the pandemic with the goal of helping people to pivot when they face a challenge and answer the question, what now? So if you want to connect with me, that's a good place to go. You can go to that Facebook page. It's called the What Now Movement. It's a private Facebook group. Just send me a request. I'll let you in and you can see the group. We've got over 1,300 entrepreneurs and career professionals in this group. So definitely that's a great way to connect with me.
Okay. Last question before we let you go. You said procrastination, you can help us with that. So if you can go back to the younger you, the procrastination you, what would you tell them?
I would tell myself that, Eric, you don't have the time that you think. I mean, that's the bottom line. You think you've got all this time to do all these different things. You think you'll be young forever, but that's not the case. Here's the lesson I would give myself is to always be intentional. With everything you do. You really need to be intentional because time is going to fly. And before you know it, you're going to be much older and you don't want to look back with regret.
Love that one. I love that one. Everything is intent. You're doing something on purpose. Get it done. Love that one. All right, my friend, before we let you go, we love to do the shout outs. Anybody out there that's listening, that's going to be listening, you want to shout out, anybody you want to say hi to from around the world, this is your opportunity. The floor is yours.
Yeah, a couple of shout outs. I want to shout out my partners in the What Now movement group, Dr. Sharon H. Porter. Shout out to you. Ted Fells. Ted Fells is also my co-host on the 30-Minute Hour podcast. Certainly want to shout out my wife, Jeanette Twiggs. Shout out to you. Those are my shout outs.
You know, you better put the wife in that last one.
Oh, yeah. I should have mentioned her first, as a matter of fact.
It's all good. You got it at the end, so you're still good, my friend. You're still good. Well, my friend, it's been a pleasure. I listen, just bringing back those memories, and it taught me a lot of stuff that helped me to move forward. And I know this conversation will help a lot of people to move forward. Go and get his book. I'm going to put the links in the description. The website's in the description. I'm actually going to add the Facebook in the description as well. Join the group. You can do it. It's time to jump. This is why I wanted to bring him on. No more procrastination. Get to the line, think about it, and just jump. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening. If you liked the show or have a comment, we would love to hear from you. Join our mailing list, and as always, check out our special deals links below. I hope this has inspired you to look at your life and jump. See you next week.
Amazon is offering sign-on bonuses up to $1,000, plus get up to $20 an hour for select roles. The best part? We're hiring near you. So start now to take home something greater. New, higher wages with a sign-on bonus, a range of real benefits, and career growth opportunities in a top-rated workplace. So earn more and see how great pay and sign-on bonuses can lead to a greater life for you. Go to amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer. Amazon is offering sign-on bonuses up to $1,000, plus get up to $20 an hour for select roles. The best part? We're hiring near you. So start now to take home something greater. New, higher wages with a sign-on bonus, a range of real benefits, and career growth opportunities in a top-rated workplace. So earn more and see how great pay and sign-on bonuses can lead to a greater life for you. Go to amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, hope you had a great time listening to the show. If you think I did a great job, please buy me a coffee. I still got a lot of work to do. We would love to hear from you, your feedback, so please click the link and leave us a review. You can help us grow by following us on all social media platforms and sharing this link. Once again, it's time for you to jump. Success is waiting.